On my high school team, we had 5 guys make the NBA.
We had the county rocking.
It's the mecca of basketball.
There are those who come before us, upon whose shoulders we stand.
It's nothing that you can do to stop a competitive edge.
It's just in the water.
To touch on where we going next, you remind me kind of the guy that I'm about to ask you about. You know what I'm saying? They twist you. They don't know all the love you get in the neighborhoods and the love you give back to the communities. But AI, you know, you talked about how you looked up to him. You got any AI stories that you can give us?
Man,
with you and him?
Yeah, man. My favorite story of all time, like, is when I was coming out. You feel me? Like, everybody loved Jordans, everybody loved all this. When you come out and getting shoe deals, the number one pick. So I'm like, all right, Reebok offered me a deal. I'm like, all right, cool, wearing Reeboks is all right, but you know what I mean, at this time in our era with social media and all this, I want to be in Jordans and Nikes.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was in Reebok. I went to take my visit there, like, to talk to him, and AI showed up, came out of nowhere. Talked to me for like 2 hours, and he was like, listen here, man, I know what you're going through, I know what you're deciding, because I was the same person in them shoes, coming out of Georgetown, wearing my Jordans, doing all this. But he was like, why not change the culture? Like, why not be yourself and start something in your own way? So once he said that, like, he didn't even have to walk me upstairs. You can bring the paper down here, I'm signing. Like, my idol just, my idol just came and talked to me and told me a reason why I can go this way and start my own revenue. And they wanted me to, like, you know, Reebok wasn't the same, but they just wanted to start over and see if they can build it back up, which is tough the way they business went. But outside that, AI was the reason why I was like, man, I'm gonna sign these papers. Forget what anybody else talking about.
That's
wow.
what's up.
So that was like my dopest story for me. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, every time you see AI now, he grabbing your back of your head, love you. You like, nobody want to be son. So I'm like, come on, AI, you doing too much. Like, I'm grown, man. Like, you don't gotta keep grabbing me back of my head.
Hey, he still do that to me. He still do it to me, bro.
But
he still do that to me, dog.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, and I see him do it to everybody. So I'm like, all right, you know what, you can't. Who can you say, like, you know what I mean? You got older vets than you. He doing this too. But that was just a dope story for me that made me be like, you know what? I got respect from my idol, you know what I mean? And that's all I really cared about at the time being.
That's what's up, man. So you came up in a single-parent household. Your mom worked multiple jobs to support you and your siblings. And you went through something that I went through, man, which was the toughest thing I personally ever had to go through. I lost my mom to cancer in 2007. And really, that was when, you know, I would say that's when Jack and I we were already teammates. We fucked with each other off the rip, but this dude was here for me every single day, man. Come to my house, check on me, call me, come smoke with me, bring me weed, bring me food. He was just there for me, man. You know what I mean? So obviously condolences and rest in peace to your mom. Talk to us a little bit about that and how that affected you. It affected life as a whole, because to me, the pain never goes away. You just learn how to deal with it a little better each day.
Yeah,
Talk to us about that.
Well, that was like the toughest for me anyway. You know what I mean? That's my best friend. Like, I always talk to her 3, 4, 7 times a day and all that. So, like, when she was going through that whole process, it was just like, dang, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully she can beat this, because I had lost my dad from cancer when I was 9. So I kind of already knew how that route goes. And then it's like after my 29th birthday, man, and she just started to get more and more sick, like couldn't move and had to stand still. My mom's one of those moms that, like, you know, get up 5 a.m., 6 a.m., doing everything. Everything's already done before you go to school, before she go to work. So when I started seeing it again week and week, I tried to spend as much time as I could with her every day or every time she came in town for chemo or anything like that. Just understanding, like, that it's getting more serious now that she might not make it.
Right.
And I remember she came to my birthday party and we had a blast and all that. And that was like the last time you see my mom smiling, and I posted in my pictures. So after that, it started to get tougher and tougher. And I'm like still trying to go through my rehab, but also make sure I spend as much time with my mom, because I don't know if this is it or not. And I remember I was like, I'm gonna come down there right after this. We were about to play Charlotte. And it was like, I think a Monday, we was about to play Charlotte. And I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna come down, play Charlotte. After the game, I'm gonna stay the night, drive down, go see my mom for like 7, 8 days. We get off the plane, I land, I get to my hotel, and I get a call like she had passed early that day, but came back to life. Like they pumped her back to life, and she's on like a ventilating machine. And I'm like, oh no, this crazy is over. Like, I asked one of my homeboys that lived in Charlotte, and he drove me straight to Raleigh. It's like a 3-hour drive. I drove straight down, and like just to see my mom on the bed, it was devastating. So I passed out, fainted, and then I'm like, yo, this really might be the last last couple of days I get to speak with my mom. So literally every day from that day forward, I never left the hospital, took showers in there, spent the night in there. And it was just tough to see her, but she kept fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And and this is why I tell you, well, like people say they don't know our relationship between me and Brad because everybody was like, well, y'all don't get along, y'all don't like, bro, when I got the phone call, the first person that came out of my hotel room to hang out with me was Brad. Like, come to hold me, like, yo, you're my brother. Like, what you going through, I'm going through. And after they played that game against Charlotte, they lost. Brad didn't even get on the team plane. He drove down to be with me in North Carolina for the next 2 or 3 days. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I told the media, like, y'all think y'all know our situation, but he ain't had to do none of this. He could have just been a teammate. It's bigger than hoops. It could have been a teammate and a brother and be like, you know what, man? All right, I'm going to call him, I'm going to leave. Nah, he came to check on me, see my mom, and like that. This basketball stuff can end tomorrow. We never play again. Like, that's going to be somebody I call my brother because he was there in the time when I was there. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, like, that was like the most difficult and still is. And, like, one thing that helped me is we got a guy to do chapel for us named Pastor Battle. And I went and talked to him. My mom was real sick before she passed. And I was like, how do you get through it? Like, how do you get any comfort? He's like, you know, you don't really feel comfort. You're always going to feel that pain. But, like, are you at peace with her leaving? And when he talked to me like that and I went and talked to my mom one-on-one before she passed and did all that, I knew she fought as much as she could. She was happy, and she was like, I'm at peace. I'm ready to go. That made it more easy for me to accept my mom going, even though you still had those pains and thoughts every day about it.
Man, that's the exact same situation because my mom was diagnosed November 1st and died November 27th, so within 26 days. So I was in Golden State with Jack and the rest of the squad, and I was back and forth constantly, Sacramento to the Bay. And I remember the last day we were playing the Phoenix Suns, and I had missed practice, and you know she kind of saw I was antsy, but I was still spending time with her, talking to her and everything. She's like, you know, baby, go play your game. Your team needs you. And then just come back after. So I was like, all right. So, man, I drove straight to the game. Like, didn't have shoot around, didn't do whatever. Everyone already knew the deal. Played well. I think we beat Phoenix in either single overtime or double overtime. Had a really good game. I hit her when I got done. Like, hey, Mom, she said, you know, you did a good job. You know, get some rest. Come see me in the morning. And she died like 4 a.m. that morning before I got a chance to get back over there and see her. But, you know, to know that, you know what I mean? I got to have my nights with her and talk to her, and she was at peace. You know, she said, baby, I'm tired. You know what I mean? She had been fighting. She gave me the advice to, you know, look over my brother, my sister, my dad. She gave me all the game. And then she, you know, I just knew she was once she, you know, she can kind of let go, she was going to be in a better place because she was so tired. She was in so much pain, and she just couldn't handle it no more. So it's funny that you said that because I had to come to peace with her being at peace about it, which is like, damn, like she's at peace with letting go. So I had to be strong and do that. So it's a tough thing to go through, man.
Yeah, that's the crazy. Like you don't think like those little talks or that one-on-one mean so much, but for them to be like, yo, I'm tired, I'm at peace. It's like, why would I want her to suffer and keep fighting? You know what I mean? Right. I'm not the one that got to be in that body. So you kind of accept it, but you still like, golly, like my best friend, my mom gone. So for me, like, I had my dad for 9 years in my life, and most of the time he was in jail most of my life, and then I had my mom for 29. So it's like, I know what it feels like not to be on both ends and not have either one. So like, that's my main goal, is seeing that aspect of how quick things can be taken away. So that's why I try to cherish as much moments as I can with my son.
Right. No, absolutely. It changes your focus. Then you got a Dear Mama tattoo on your back to honor her, right? Yeah. I got a Dear Mama tattoo on my back. And then it's crazy because I got like a mama's boy on my chest, like one of my first tattoos I got, because everybody always called me a mom's boy. So then when she was going through the cancer and I'm just seeing her fighting, and I'm like, yo, like I just like, Dear Mom was just so dope to me. And I'm like, my mom gonna always have my back and always be watching over me. So that's why I put it on the back of my neck.
There's something about how this place forms a different kind of person.
On my high school team, we had 5 guys make the NBA.
We had the county rocking.
You mentioned Prince George's County. People know what it's about. It's the mecca of basketball.
There are those who come before us upon whose shoulders we stand.
Being from this area, you have to have tough skin.
The gym became his sanctuary.
PG County guy, provide buckets for America.
Prince George packs a lot of power, a lot of character.
It's nothing that you can do to stop that competitive edge.
We're pushing the community and the culture forward. It's just in the water.
This life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.